Hey, welcome in. It's Papa Drew. It's 5 o'clock. We have a great show for everybody. Behind the scenes, we have a guy that played on MASH. He is known as Harry Potter, sort of. It's RV Underway. And he's also a radio personality, for real.
Hi, everybody.
You know, you love him. He's been to Uranus. He's packed wood with Team Stick. He's coming to you live. All you have to do is say Uranus, and he'll laugh like you've never heard before.
I'm the only man who has counted to infinity twice.
Wayward Waggs. Now we got to get the screen. There we go.
We are.
Yeah, we're buffering real bad, man.
Say again?
I don't know if it's your end or mine.
Buffering? Hey, my end.
Buffering.
While you're figuring that out, let's say hello to everybody that's in the chat right now. And then we will do some stuff here, and we'll have some fun. We have Daryl Reynolds in the house. Thank you for coming over, Daryl. We have Forever Land RV. And yes, I did see your email at Papa Drew's. And the Wags are trying to fix their technical difficulty. They're going to come back. And I will respond to you. And Semper Fi, brother. So, yes, I did see that. DJ and Gail Champion in the house. Time for exploring is here. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Nell and Maddie. Nell. And we're going to turn that off. It's Nell and Mel and Nettie. Living free, zip codeless. They're in the house. How you guys doing? Hope you're all safe. We have Bruce in the house. How you doing? We have Happy Place Diaries, Culture, Lifestyles, and Travels, Rajan Adventures, and Don Rice. We have Susan in the house. We got a whole big group. They're all piling in right now. Wags are trying to come back on. I don't know what happened to them. They were buffering. They're down in an RV park down in I think
Alabama.
Alabama, somewhere down in there, and they're on the military base. I know Dustin's been we've been on and off the phone all day today. We've been working on our stores and stuff. Our epic RV adventure is on here. Michelle just came on. He should be a moderator today. He'll call me. We have a great show lined up. If we can get Wags to come back on at some point tonight, that would be better. That'd probably help the show out. So while they're doing that, Ricky, what have you been up to?
I was only wearing this because Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of England, he said he got COVID after he attended a video conference with the G7 states. And I didn't know you could get it from a video conference. So
we got some more people coming in. We got Lucky Dog production moderators. I believe that's Sue and Sue's foot. Sue and Bob, they do a great job. Bob sells Sue's toes at $5 a pop. Puts it to good use. I think he buys jam with it. We lost him again. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. They'll figure it out. Who else came in here? RV bugging you. I believe
poking
they're
along.
Huh?
Poking along. Hey, poking along.
Poking along. Greetings. How you doing? Somebody was down in St. Louis. Oh, it's time for exploring. I believe he's down there in St. Louis area, I think. Is that the chat's going pretty quick here?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Hi, Bob, Lucky Dog.
What's going on?
Michael and Shelley, our epic RV adventure. How y'all doing? RV traveling MIA researcher. Good to see you.
Yeah, we got 20 in the house right now. So what's been going on? I heard that you had an important guest today on your radio show.
We every day at 5 o'clock we get on the air and we do a public service program for 30 minutes. We call it Wiregrass Strong. That's the region we live in. And all we do is pass along pertinent information, the latest on COVID-19, local counts, help businesses that are open, providing curbside service. Today we had the Secretary of State for the state of Alabama, Mr. John Merrill, on to talk about absentee voting, because we got a primary election coming up July the 14th, and we'd rather not have to go to the polls. So those who have to vote in that primary election, they're being urged to sign up and register for absentee voting, so they won't have to show up at the voting booths at the polling places. So, yeah, it's been an interesting. We do it every morning and afternoon, and it's a different animal in radio. I'm really the only one up here. I'm on the 8th floor of a building downtown, and it's vacant most of the days. So, and we do everything. Believe it or not, we do our radio show on live stream. I mean, a StreamYard. We use StreamYard, and it works excellent.
Did you pay the $20?
Yeah, I got a paid version of it, and our 2 morning crews, they get on there, and one of them is in one town, and one of them's in the other, and they do their morning show back and forth. And then on this Wiregrass Strong program, we get 6 guests on the air from all over the area. Just it's great software, and I can't wait to write up something to Gage and his team, the guy who writes StreamYard. Let him know.
This is good stuff. I just wish I could get rid of the duck. Hey, Time for Exploring is in California. I don't know what part. I don't know if he's in NorCal or SoCal. But as soon as the social distancing stuff is safe to meet, I'd love to have a little meetup down here in Southern California for everybody that's down around this area up in Washington and Oregon and that kind of stuff. The Wags are here.
Hey.
One of them just left again.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. We were I don't know, for some reason it would not work on my phone, and I had my phone all charged up and ready to go, and so we had to switch over to Leslie's phone, which is working properly but not charged up. So we're plugging it in now for charging purposes.
Tell jokes quickly.
Yeah. So you might see us bouncing around. That's Leslie plugging us in.
Hey, only you can get content like this on Papa Drew. At least your hands are clean.
Yeah, we're gonna have to just hopefully we don't run out of battery.
It's okay. It's like on a boat.
Yeah.
Okay, so how this works is we tell a joke, we ask a question. We're gonna change it up a little bit here, just a slight bit, where you guys can ask a question of each other, and then I'll ask some questions too. So we kind of mix it up. We'll do like a round robin kind of thing. You two are the primary joke tellers, where this contest points don't count. We had Traveling Robert on last Friday, and he was amazing. That guy, I swear, is as nice in person as he is on the air. Just a super nice guy. I reached out to him, and he gets, I don't know how much fan mail he gets, but he answered me right away. He was Johnny on the spot, and it was just, what a pleasure to work with that guy. He's a pro. So let's start it off.
He was pretty hard to stump too, or hard to get to laugh.
Yeah, he's good, man.
Let's see how
stone face.
That's right. Let's see how y'all are.
Okay, Ricky, you fire off one right now. Let's ask a question of the Wags, and then we'll fire off a joke.
Well, the question is, how hurt are your feelings that you're not spending this exact weekend with me and Miss Barbara?
Man, we're so bummed because we're supposed to be there right now. Down in Eglin Air Force Base, hanging on the beach, couple drinks, campfire, maybe a live food for all the folks out there, but it just wasn't meant to be, I guess, man.
No.
So the backup story, so for people that are tuning in here and they don't know, Wags and RV Underway and myself, we're all good friends. We all talk behind the scenes on the phones and stuff. And the Wayward Waggs were supposed to go down and actually press flesh, however you want to take that, with RV Underway with Ricky, and hug and have pina coladas and hamburgers and stuff. And then the creepy crud came through, and that just didn't happen. So.
Yeah. And actually, our epic RV adventure was supposed to be down there with us. It was supposed to be a 3-way.
That's right.
I don't know how to take that. I'm not sure I want to see a video on that either. Go ahead, Ricky, fire it off.
I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. If you get an email that's talking about pork shoulder and ham, don't open it. It's just spam. So
it's good.
Look, they went sideways.
That was such a good joke. It flipped them sideways.
That was you didn't make them laugh. You just turned them sideways. Wags, you're sideways. It's like the RV just fell over.
They're also frozen, so
they're also
yeah.
It's hard to make somebody laugh when they're frozen.
That's not fair. If you freeze now, you.
They. So, Ricky, have you ever dad joke?
Yeah.
What does the clock do when it's hungry?
I do not know. What does the clock do when it's hungry?
Goes back 4 seconds.
How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
How many tickles does it take?
10 tickles. 10 tickles.
See, I'm not very good at this. I suck at this kind of stuff because I laugh at everything. This is horrible. All right, so let's just keep going. You know what? If you at this point, while we're having technical difficulties, if Michael, you want to jump in here real quick, and I'll throw an invite up on the screen, and we'll get Mike up in here and see if we can jump in.
Yep, me and Michael and Shelly and Leslie and Dustin and Miss Barbara, we were supposed to all be at Eglin Air Force Base at the FAM camp, Camp Robbins, down there right now. We were all going to be down there Easter weekend, and we were going to do collaboration videos and talk to one another and enjoy each other's company and have a few libations and barbecue and just have a good weekend. And unfortunately, those plans are dashed, and we don't know. It's going to happen sooner or later. We'll all get together. It's just a matter of time before we get together. But I know everybody's in the same boat. My heart goes out to those of you RVers who are really dependent upon RV parks right now because you're full time finding those available slots to spend time in. So those of you who can't or are unable to boondock, I feel for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Michael.
Do I need to moderate, or do you need a host?
Well, no, I need a backup for the Wags because they keep falling over.
Do you need a Uranus joke?
Probably.
Yeah, give us a Uranus joke.
See, Ricky said
That way.
spam, and
That's right.
It was offensive.
yeah.
to
So
somebody.
this meetup was supposed to be in person right now.
Yeah.
That's right. These
Yeah.
three right here. These three.
Now you're living the dream. Now that I got all three of you up here, thank
Yeah.
you, Mike, for jumping in real quick. Go Air Force. Wags, it's your turn to ask a question and fire off a thing. And then, Mikey, we're going to put you in the mix now, too.
I'm
Ask a
just going to
question
go
and
on
fire
mute.
off a thing.
So Ricky, I know you guys are Navy veterans.
Yep.
So what made you choose to join the Navy versus another branch? Was that a family thing?
Well, my father was Air Force. He began in the Navy as a plane mechanic on the old prop jobs. And when the Army Air Corps became the United States Air Force, he thought that was the coolest thing in the world, that they now had, a separate branch of the military. And he immediately jumped ship from the Navy and went to the Air Force and spent 23 years on active duty working on all kinds of aircraft. His favorite was the F-4 Phantom. He was a freak about the Phantom. He loved that plane. And my father-in-law, Miss Barbara's daddy, was lifelong Army and did 3 tours in Nam. I don't know if it was because he was trying to get away from my mother-in-law, but they eventually divorced. But he pulled 3 tours as a helo mechanic on an H1 and a door gunner, and came back home only to die of throat cancer. But he had a great life. He came back home and ran up to Montana to be a state park ranger up there. And the man knew how to live. He really knew how to live. But so Miss Barbara's daddy was Army. My daddy was Air Force. And when I got ready to join the military, I had already had 3 years of Navy junior ROTC in high school, and I was guaranteed E3 coming in. So I said, well, I might as well go Navy. I enjoy it. And I went Navy. And Barbara's reasoning, and she'll tell you this in person, but her reasoning was that she grew up at in Colorado Springs near Fort Carson.
Okay.
And she watched all of her high school roommates, girlfriends in high school. She watched them all grow up, graduate high school and marry Army guys. And yeah. And she said, not for me. That's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to be one of those that just gets out of high school and marries the first Army guy I can get. And so she joined the Navy, and she was one of the she obviously was not one of the first women in the military, but she blazed a lot of trails for women in the Navy as
That's
far
cool.
as, believe me, she is a very independent woman. She's the strongest woman I know. And for instance, there's a story. I'll tell you just a brief part of it, and hopefully someday she'll tell you the whole thing. When she first got pregnant, back then, when a female military member got pregnant, they just assumed you were getting out. They already had your papers all signed up. Here, sign them. You're getting out. And she goes, whoa, I'm not getting. Why would I want to get out? I'm in the military. I'm making good pay, and I've got to raise my family. And they said, but you can't stay. And she goes, well, why not? Well, she ended up putting her foot down, and she'll tell you the rest of it, but she ended up staying. And they did not even have a maternity uniform in the Navy at the time. So she was one of the first to help design a maternity uniform for the Navy, because they told her, just come to work in civilian clothes. And she goes, no, I'm in the Navy. I want a uniform. And she helped them design the first Navy maternity uniform. So, so we're proud of our Navy careers, and I'm just proud of that strong woman I'm married to.
That's pretty cool. And I just noticed that in this chat right now, we have Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines.
Yeah. There's no coasties in here?
No coasties.
No coasties or space forces. What are we going to call those guys? Space cadets? Space?
Hey, there's only 4 people in Space Force right now anyway. So I'd be shocked if one of them were in here.
They're all at Peterson Field, which happens to be in Colorado Springs.
Can we get them in here? I want to know what they do.
I actually know one of them personally. So I might.
What the hell do they do? Anyway, we got a joke. Wags, hit him with a joke.
All right, here comes the joke.
Yeah.
So my grandfather's last wish before he died was that we convert his ashes into a diamond. That's a lot of pressure.
The eyebrow went up. Nothing.
I thought he'd be put that in a rocket to some other planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch Uranus.
Need the crickets sound effect.
Yeah, we do. All right.
There are 2, and you'll like this one, Dustin and Leslie. There are 2 fish in a tank. One of them turns to the other one and says, "You know how to drive this thing?"
I knew Drew would love that because he used to drive tanks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I used to fit in a tank. All right, Michael, it's your turn to ask a question, and then go ahead and fire off a joke.
Wait, what?
Huh?
I was on standby. They're
You're
over there working.
No, you're in the Air Force.
I'm not prepared for this junk.
They got to think about Google. We'll come back.
I mean, your live stream.
No, this is a perfect balance. Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Army. Yeah, just hang on to it.
You know why the Air Force can't tell a joke right now? Because it's got no room service.
That's a good joke. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good
Jordan Hargrove. That's a good joke. I'll just throw that out there. Jokes about communism aren't funny unless everybody gets them.
Dang.
Yeah, that was a laugh there. And
You got to think about that one. You got to think. Take the Bernie hats off. Got to think about it.
So the 3 of you are going to meet up.
I wasn't prepared for Michael.
When you guys first see each other, when you meet up, everybody's dying to know, what's the very first thing all 3 of you going to do? 4 of you. 3 of you.
Well,
what I'm going to do. I'm going to shake hands and hug, because I'm missing that more than anything right now.
Okay. What are you going to do, Wags?
yeah, I think just hanging out, and the toughest part is being in the RV community and the veteran community. We're huggers, man. We like to hug our brothers and sisters in arms and our fellow campers, and that's usually the first thing we do when we meet subscribers and fellow YouTubers and people that we meet up with. We give them a good hug, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we miss doing that now.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm gonna like those guys said. We had planned. Well, honestly, we were supposed to meet up with Dustin, Leslie, and Scout before Barbara and Ricky, and
Yeah,
we
okay.
had already had stuff planned. Man, we knew where the good places to eat. They had the good beverages, the good BBQ, you know, all that stuff. So I guess what we're going to do now is we're going to hug it out, we're going to eat it out, and we're going to drink it out whenever we can get together.
Michael,
Can we actually put that on the air? Because that sounds really adult.
It does, doesn't it? Hey,
Michael,
yes, sir.
what model is that RV? That is the biggest RV I've ever seen. Look at that living space.
It is a
Oh,
1970. It's a 1979 GMC Pup, PUP, limited
The truck
edition.
camper on a pup.
Yeah.
Hey, that reminds me of a joke.
Okay, Ricky, go ahead.
My mechanic couldn't fix the brakes on my RV, so I got him to install some air horns.
I did that.
Makes sense.
I already did. I did that for real.
Oh, did you really?
Absolutely.
So no brakes, but air horns.
I
Okay.
have absolutely zero brake. If I need to stop, I'll just hit something solid.
Well, yes, you will.
It's a good way to start.
I got an engine in front of mine. It's okay.
Hey, so I saw Foreverland RV says that their son Corey is an Air Force Senior Master Sergeant at Space Command in Colorado Springs. So that's all. That person may or may not be actually becoming part of Space Command, but it's that close. So everybody's here. Everybody's in the house. I saw somebody already said they were a coastie, so we're all here.
We got
You know that story? That story I just told you about Miss Barbara? It comes full circle. Miss Barbara's mother worked over at Peterson Field, the Air Force base there in Colorado Springs, for years. And I'm probably wrong in saying she worked at the Air Force Lodge on base for the MWR, but she worked at Peterson Field for years there in Colorado Springs.
So Kent and Lisa just asked me a question. What am I gonna do when all this is over? By the time all this is over, Kent and Lisa, I'm gonna join you in quartzsite. That's what I'm gonna do, and we're gonna have one big bonfire, and we're gonna roast some marshmallows and some hot weenies. That's what we're gonna do when all this is over. So
Yeah, and that's in January, so it seems like that might be when this whole thing's wrapping up. Is about January, is what it feels like.
that's what I'm thinking. So hopefully that answered your question, Kent and Lisa.
I will fix my generator and be boondocking long before that happens.
Yeah, you better.
Boy, this really tough. All right, Mike, do you have any jokes sitting down there?
I do have a joke.
Okay, hit it.
So the joke is, which bear is the most condescending?
I don't know.
A pan. Duh. Come on, Dustin. Give it up. Give it up. No?
You know what the word you got to say.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so
It's a pan. Duh, Uranus.
and you're in.
I invented a new pencil.
There it is.
Every time she can't not laugh.
It's like Dustin's just pushing her out of the scene. Just go over that way.
I invented a new pencil. It has an eraser on both ends, but it turned out to be pointless.
Bikes, I can't even talk. Bikes, boats, and bivouacs are in here. Endless RVing's in here. And we have Barbara Carter's in here. So we got some good people in this channel. And
yeah, and because we're trying not to laugh, so please throw up a laugh emoji or
at this point,
you're laughing out there.
At this point, we're going to salvage what we have. So if you have a joke in the chat, go ahead and throw it up, and Mike will read it.
Man, we got 35 people in this chat.
So just raise your hand, Mike. Your left hand. You were in the Air Force. You could probably do that. Okay, Wag, you got a joke?
We do. We're all teed up here, ready to go. Okay. How do you knock a Marine out while he's drinking water?
Close the commode lid.
There you go.
I'm sorry. That was a Navy joke told about the Army. I gotta,
Ricky, we're supposed to be in the same branch there. We're the Marines are the Department of the Navy.
Ask
The
them.
men's department.
They don't like
Men's
that.
department.
They won't tell you that. Did you hear about the big circus fire?
No, what happened?
It was intense.
Mm.
That's good. That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
I went to my doctor because I've been having these reoccurring dreams. One night I go to bed, I dream I'm a wigwam. Next night I dream I'm a teepee. Next night a wigwam. Next night a teepee. He says, I got to figure it out. He says, problem is you're too tense.
You're too tense.
I'm thinking of tip jokes.
So what kind of drink can be both bitter and sweet? Reality.
Oh.
I just think the facial expressions are the best.
Well, I'm trying really hard.
That is cerebral. That you have to wrap your brain around that one right there.
It requires at least a double-digit ASVAB, and that may be a problem.
Don't think some jokes, man.
Wine, here you go. Papa Drew.
Yes, sir.
Say knock knock.
Knock knock. Say knock knock.
Papa Drew.
Yes, sir.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
The interrupting cow.
The interrupting cow.
Boo!
See, you know who the professional is. He looked the right way the first time at Drew. The rest of us are like doing this.
I'm always pointing the wrong way. I can't figure this thing out.
This is like the
Ricky
worst
just
Brady
goes,
Bunch
boom.
ever.
Yeah,
This is like the total dysfunctional family.
this Brady Bunch is a train wreck.
We haven't been drinking. All right, Wags, go for it. Ask a question. Ask Ricky a question.
All right, Ricky. So why did you guys settle and land in Alabama?
My father retired from the Air Force and moved home.
Okay.
And against the better wishes of my mother, she wanted to travel. And we had friends down at Panama City who ran a hotel down there long before the big resort hotels were down there. Just little pink and blue beach hotels were down there at the time. And she always wanted to do that. She never got a chance to because Daddy wanted to come home. And him and her both were raised within a mile or two of each other and grew up and got married. And so when his Air Force career was over, our last duty station was England. And we left Alconbury, England, and headed back to Alabama. And that's where we settled down. Now, I was born at Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City, and so was my sister. Yeah. And so I really kind of claim North Florida, the Panhandle, but you know, finally did my high schooling. If you know anything about being a military brat, you go from school to school. You never get a chance to go in more than a couple of years before you're PCS moving. And, but I finally got to hang with them 10th through graduation in a little town in Alabama. And so I had met Miss Barbara in Yokosuka, Japan. And we were both stationed over there. I was on an aircraft carrier. She was shore duty. And we came home and got married. And I asked her because she comes from a great place, you know, Colorado Springs, and plenty of family. And she's close to her family and everything. And she said, no, we'll go settle in Alabama. So we came back to Alabama. Now, she may tell it differently, but I kind of remember that's the way it was. I hope after all these years, looking back, you know, 30 years ago, that it wasn't me who put my foot down and said, we're going to Alabama. I hope not. But she has stuck with me and made Alabama her home all these years. And every couple of years she goes home and visits. We go back, but she goes more often than I do. And like I said, she is still very close to her sisters. And she's got a brother in Louisiana. And so that's how we ended up in Alabama. Daddy was from Alabama, Mom and Daddy both. And then they came back and I came back. And now I'm trying my best to leave and I can't.
Yeah, hey, you know, Ricky, we chewed some of the same dirt there. I was stationed in Yokosuka for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was down there. Then I went to the nice place, Sasebo.
Oh yeah, Sasebo. That's the
Yeah.
where the armament is. We used to have to pull out of Yokosuka and go to Sasebo to pick up the weapons before we get underway. But
Yeah.
you know, somebody else, only the old timers would know this, but somebody else who was stationed at Yokosuka, I used to think it was cool, but of course I'm an old timer. Buck Owens was a hospital foreman at Yokosuka back at the end of the war, and I just always thought that was pretty cool.
What about the Buckaroos? Were they there too?
I don't know that the Buckaroos were, but that little song about his girlfriend, "Made in Japan," he wrote that while he was over there.
All right, Mike, your turn to hit him with a joke. What you got, buddy?
Okay, well, I guess since we're talking all this nautical stuff here, what's the most detail-oriented ocean?
What is it?
The Pacific.
Specific.
Come on, Leslie. You know you want to. Go ahead. Let it go.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That is pretty good. That's
I don't care who you are. That's funny. Come on.
That's
There it is.
Down below.
All right, I got a question.
All right, go ahead.
I got a question. I've spent some time with Michael, so you'll understand if I don't call on you for a question. I want to ask the Wags. I think I've been trying to determine over the past couple of weeks where are y'all at right now?
We are in Jabama.
Jabama.
Yeah. So we are on Fort Benning, Georgia, but on the Alabama side of the hooch.
I got you. Well, I could throw a rock and hit you from right here.
Almost. Yeah.
So we got a joke.
I would say I'd come over and we go get a bite to eat, but ain't no place to get nothing to eat. So
Nope.
You can do takeout and sit 6 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
You know what you guys could do is get a string with 2 cans on the end.
Yeah. Cut the string.
but you're basically south of Phoenix City, Alabama.
Really
Yes.
close. When we go to town, we
Yeah,
go to
that
Phoenix.
is town.
We go to town. That's
I
town.
spent last weekend up in Auburn, and I had to drive over to Phoenix City to pick up some parts for a radio
Oh,
station.
I didn't know. Our daughter's in Auburn.
Yeah, she goes to school.
Yeah. Yeah, I do the engineering for a bunch of radio stations in Auburn, have for many years, and they thought this would be a great time to rebuild one of their studios because there ain't nobody around, so it's the best time to do it.
So we got a joke from the audience. Rajan says, Space Force, I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
It is. Those books are impossible to put down.
They are. Stick right with you.
I've been dealing with a lot of issues, and I was hoping maybe you guys could, y'all would at least understand. One of the issues is, well, I got over it, but I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but I was able to turn myself around. So
I knew that's where he was going.
I knew he was going to.
We're here for you, Ricky.
We're here.
There's meetings for that.
Yeah, all right. There's a 12-step. There's a 12-step.
I'm Ricky.
Hi, I'm Ricky.
Hi, Ricky.
See, the first step of the program is you put your left foot in.
And then you admit you have a problem.
Hi, I'm Ricky. Left foot in, right foot in.
Shake it all
Ricky's just
back.
having fun with us. I love it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
hey,
who's winning?
this isn't really a joke. It's kind of just some advice for you guys. If you ever get attacked by a gang of clowns, go for the juggler.
He's laughing. That's a point. And he knocked him out of the chair. That's
That
a
is
good
the
point.
best one tonight.
All right.
is-
I got a question, but it's for Drew.
Oh, boy. All right.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I want the laughter to die down.
Okay, all right.
Ricky's face, get some
Yeah.
more blood back out of it.
Yeah.
Am I right? Am I turning red?
Do you know why nurses like red crayons?
Why?
Because sometimes they like to draw blood.
Good.
See, I got both of you because I got the crayons and the medical, whichever
No.
way that is.
You still can't point in the right direction.
It's that way.
It's that way. Which way do you go? I don't know.
Hey, Drew, what's your favorite flavor of crayon? I'm just curious.
The green one's making horny.
Somebody in the chat a little while ago was asking to share military stories, and I don't think we have enough time to do that now.
Yeah.
We've done that on some other live streams.
That's what we would be doing right now down at Eglin. We'd be swapping military stories.
Yeah, around a campfire.
How do you make here's an oldie but a goodie. How do you make a Kleenex dance?
Put a little boogie in it.
They put a little boogie in it.
There you go.
I think I
Hey,
did that yesterday.
which football player wears the biggest helmet?
I'm the one with the biggest head, I guess.
That's right, the one with the biggest head.
Look at you.
Look at the big brains on Wag.
So what? There's one.
One with the biggest head.
Oh, Lord.
Look over there.
She's over there laughing like crazy.
Hey, Shelly.
That RV keeps going, and it's got a second story.
It's honestly, it's a pop up. Like I said, it's a pop up, but it just feels so much bigger. It's the windows and the lighting makes you just feel spacious.
The white wall is just
4-bedroom. Is that a 4-bedroom, 3-bath RV?
3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Wow.
full hookups or?
And how many pop cans did you turn in?
All of them. So what would the Terminator be called in his retirement? The ex-Terminator.
Oh.
See?
I get it. Let's see what he did there.
See what he did.
Yeah, it's good.
Wrong
it's
crowd
good.
for cerebral jokes.
Yeah. Hey,
what is the one main similarity? What's the one main similarity between an elephant and a grape?
What?
No.
They're both purple except for the elephant. He's gray.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you guys want to hear a?
We got a joke in the audience. Go ahead and read it, Dustin. It's time for exploring.
Time for exploring. Let me see if I can find it.
Just
Okay, what did the Easter egg say to the boiling water?
What?
I can't say that, man.
No, come on now, Drew.
I didn't read all of it. I just saw part of
you
it.
can't say that.
Yeah.
Set me up, man.
Somebody else threw a similar joke out there, but it got flagged by the moderators, so it didn't even make it to light
But
of
I'm
day.
not saying it on YouTube.
Good joke, though. Good joke, though.
It's a solid joke. Solid joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's a good one. There's a good one right there. Honey and Me says, how much does a pirate pay to have his ear pierced?
How much?
A buccaneer.
Oh,
Wow.
That's a good rate.
That's
That's
good.
Yeah, that's
That's good
a good
one.
bargain. Bargain.
Did
right
you
there.
guys hear about the kidnapping at the school?
No. Tell us.
Oh, it's okay. He woke up.
Uh-huh.
Kidnapping.
So when all this lifts up, Ricky, where's the first place you want to go to? What destination do you want to hit when all this stupid stuff is done?
I want to go pump my black tank.
Is that what the kids are calling it now? All right, I won. That's it. I won. Game over.
It's just a mic drop right there.
Good night, folks. Tip your waitress on the way out.
The reality is, me and Miss Barbara love our RV. She's an oldie but a goodie, and we just love her. She's very comfortable. She's got a better bed in the RV than we have in the house. And we got a great bed in the house, but the bed in the RV is incredible. But the truth of the matter is, our oldest son, who lives with us, works at a retirement community. He works at a nursing home. and he's around the possibility of contamination or exposure to COVID-19 every day.
Yeah.
And I would say he's a young man. He's a younger man. He's 40 years old, but of course he's younger than me and Miss Barbara. So we decided that he could have the house for the duration of this pandemic, or at least until we see it leveling off. He can have the house, and we'll just stay in the RV. Well, we've been staying in the RV. We make trips to the house and do our laundry and take our showers and let's do our typical daily things. But as far as watching TV and relaxing and going to sleep, we use the RV. Well, the RV has not moved, Michael, since we were in Tampa.
Yeah.
It has set in the same spot.
And that's January for those of you following along.
That has been January.
Those are some big black tanks.
They are very big black tanks, and we don't use them for the black purpose. But every now and then, keep from running to the house. And so I'm sitting here thinking it's probably about time to head off to town and pump the black tanks and get the LP tank filled up, because the last part of the winter we drained the LP tank. And of course we haven't needed it. It's been some great weather here lately. But quite frankly, we have missed so many trips. We were supposed to go to Fort Rucker, Lake Tioga. We were supposed to go and be with the Waggs and the Epic RV Adventure crew this weekend. We were supposed to go in May to see Kenny Chesney in North Mississippi with the good friends of ours who have an RV, and we were going to stay in a park.
We've seen Kenny Chesney.
Oh, my condolences.
Worth going for sure.
Oh, we love Kenny Chesney. We saw him down at Tampa at Raymond James Stadium last year. Yeah. We do our best to catch him whenever we can get nearby.
We got to see the No Shoes, No Shirt tour in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Really?
Cool.
Yeah,
He did a 3-hour
phenomenal.
3 hours.
I would have liked to have seen Kenny do his smaller tour when he was doing like Floribama and the smaller clubs.
Yeah.
We saw him in a stadium, and I think they say I had a good time and enjoyed the show. So that's what
I heard I had a great time.
Yeah,
It was great.
Miss Barbara says it was great. Thomas Rhett and Kenny Chesney and Old Dominion. Yeah, it was great. I said, yeah. It was great. Yes, whatever you said.
He puts a hell of a concert on.
Yeah,
It's a great show, but we're gonna probably miss that one. I'm sure that ain't happening. And it got me and Miss Barbara. It got me and Miss Barbara talking about how it's impacting everything we do. From not being able to go to a movie, can't go to a restaurant, just simple things that we think about, and those things we don't think about.
Can't get our nails done.
Oh yeah, I haven't had mine done since this thing started.
I'm crying over here. I cut my goatee off.
I need a haircut.
I noticed that. I did notice. But see, Kenny Chesney, think about him. He's got at least 100 folks working for him. Now, Kenny can probably afford to float those guys. But still, every country artist, whether they're big artists or small artists or any entertainers, not just country, those folks ain't doing nothing right now. There ain't no concerts. There's no church. There's no choirs. There's no Easter, with the exception of online and parking lot drive-through celebrations.
No.
I'll tell you what, Rick, you can call me. We'll FaceTime and watch a movie together.
Yeah, there
That doesn't sound like fun.
No.
It'd be interesting.
Hey, we got a question from the audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Kelly, and this is to you, Leslie.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
No.
She's concerned about your nails.
See, it's not just me.
And Drew's nails.
Well, my nails are just, but I'm more concerned about this. I'm about ready to do the art of RVing and tape something on my face.
I actually today I did, because I have my own nail drill. I did drill my nails, so if you know anything about nails, when they grow out, you can see the gap that they've grown out from. So I had to drill that so you don't see it anymore, and then I had to paint over that.
Guys, do we know what she's talking about?
Is it like a grinder? It's a little grinder, because when you say nail drill, I'm thinking of torture.
I was editing, so I just hear the
I was editing.
over there. So I'm like, I'm doing my thing over here. And
Guys,
she's over there.
all the guys are like, huh? And she's like, drill.
You come at me with a nail drill, I'm telling you everything.
Well, I'll tell you whatever you want to know, man.
Everything.
I went through torture.
I'll give up
training.
all the codes.
They think they used a nail drill on us.
Yeah.
Drew, you can use a Sharpie, Frank Castle said. Thanks, Frank. I'll Sharpie my face in. That'll work great.
Yeah.
And she did. They said that she could order supplies from Amazon, which she did. So she got some
Yes.
stuff from Amazon.
I was not happy with the powder that I ordered, so that was wasted, and I'll have to get some new powder and try it again next time.
Kelly knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've been
I
having that
know.
same issue with the powder
She's the
supply.
only one because we're all.
What's crazy though is it's affected the nail ordering too, because before I could get it in 2 days,
Look at
and
those.
now it's like you can't get nail supplies for like the next 3-4 weeks.
Look at Dustin. Look at Dustin. Just like, what the hell?
Shelly's over here like, yeah, I know exactly what she's talking about. I'm like, good,
Yeah.
somebody does.
I'm sure Miss Barbara does too.
And Talon's just laying there sleeping, just wish you'd all be quiet so she can get her nap
I
in.
ran out of slip solution, and now I'm like, great, it's gonna take me 4 weeks to get slip solution.
I don't even know what is.
I knew it would get.
I don't even know what the question was that is a solution
Well,
for. I don't even know.
On this.
I was saying the same thing today. Just this afternoon, I was telling the traffic woman over there, I said, look, that flip solution, that, you gotta,
gotta get
Situation's getting out of hand.
Can we
That's
order
me.
it? Can you order it? in like
how much flip solution do we have left?
I mean,
Not enough.
I'm about to just risk it to just go get some slip solution, to be honest with you.
Boy, slip solution, not
You
flip
got to do what you got to
solution.
do. When you're low on that or toilet paper, you got to make those decisions, and you got to
Well,
take.
if you were in the service, you know how to get rid of toilet paper. You just use high-speed tape and just wax and wipe.
See, my definition of slip solution is totally different. And if we start running low on that, we're in real trouble.
Oh, I was just informed by my better half that slip solution is alcohol.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh, Mel Nettie said it. Mel Nettie said it. Well, hopefully Nettie, not Mel, but you never know. I don't want to judge.
That
So
used
it's
to
alcohol.
always,
So is it like a good bourbon? Is that
almost
what it is?
always get me in trouble when Miss Barbara would say, go to the bedroom and bring back the Q-Tex.
Kotex?
What was it you
So,
Was it
didn't
just
know what I was bringing back?
Q-tips or some feminine products or what am I don't know what I'm bringing.
I don't know.
Can you, my whole thing, honey, just send me a text. Whatever you text me, I'll go get it. Then Google autocorrects it. No idea what the hell. Bring it back.
Am I correct? The Q-Tex is what you take the fingernails like a nail polish remover.
Oh, I had no idea.
I don't know.
Oh, the
Now giving.
Curex.
I don't know.
Maybe. Whatever.
Curex.
I pay close attention.
Nail polish remover.
Miss Barbara knows that I've had in 40 years, I pay close attention. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Q-
What just happened to this live stream?
I have.
It's gone south really
I mean,
fast.
Leslie's talked more in this live stream the last 5 minutes, and I've heard her talk in the last 30 videos.
I just
know.
swallowed wrong.
I could talk for hours about nails.
She could. Yeah.
Well, please do, because we're all riveted. We're trying to
Did
figure
I
out how to
open? Did I open the floodgates to
Q-Tex
Hades here? I mean, what's going on?
solution to you.
Now, Scout is kind of a unisexual name. So is Scout a male or a female?
No, he's male, but our
Okay.
the first beardie we had that passed away was female, and I did paint her nails hot
I was
pink.
going to ask you that if you paint Scout's nails, not Scout though.
No, not
Why-
Scout.
Could you paint his nails and nobody would know? I mean, it is 2020. He could
Yeah.
identify.
Hey, so apparently,
Good.
Q-Tex is a brand of nail polish remover.
Q-Tex, exactly.
Look at the
It's
Air
nail.
Force, the Marines, and the Navy. and the
I read
Army.
it in the chat. I read it in the
Air
chat.
Force.
I read it in
Googled
the chat. Actually, Shelly read it in the chat and told
But the
me.
name is so close to something else that women use, and I never knew what she was sending me after.
And you don't want to mix those two up.
No.
No, two totally different.
That
things.
will burn like the dickens.
So my question is,
You know from experience.
so probably.
That's like putting preparation H on your toothbrush.
Yeah.
That
These
just
whistles
sucks
are really
with your
good.
quiet for an hour.
So Miss Barbara,
Yeah.
I know you're in the chat. What are you going to talk about tomorrow? Because we've already got all the women's stuff talking about right now. So I don't know what you're planning on talking about tomorrow.
Miss Barbara is talking to Summers, Lisa Summers, Lippy Lisa Lipsticks, and she's saying men with an exclamation mark. I can see her shaking her head. Even though she just typed it, she said it like she typed it like this. Men.
You know you're connected with your spouse when you can read her tone.
Yes.
Or
Oh, yeah.
across the room. She's like,
That is
Here's the
right.
funny thing, because there's a 30-second delay or whatever between us here in the stream and what everybody sees. Shelly's got her headphones in, so she's laughing 30 seconds behind what we're talking about. So now she's in tears. There we go.
Say hello to the group.
what's the name of that? Do you know what that, Angie? What? Do you know what what is it called?
Kotex.
That's
Kotex.
the
No, not
tampon.
Kotex. You asked.
Q-Tex.
Q-Tex.
There you go. You done
Q-Tex
messed
is
up.
a brand of nail polish remover.
Oh, it's nail polish remover.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm dying.
I'm with you,
So-
Leslie. It's okay.
So why can't you hear a psychiatrist go to the bathroom?
why?
Don't know.
Because the P is silent.
The P is silent.
Shut up, bump.
Angie's over here spelling it.
And you're still not getting it.
Hey,
That's
easy.
hilarious.
That is pretty funny. I don't know if I told you guys or not, but before this whole thing started, somebody stole my mood ring, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Mm.
He laughed. That's a laugh. That's 20,000 points.
That is good.
So with all these jokes going on, I got a
I
question.
don't know how I feel about it.
When does a regular joke actually become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent.
Oh my God.
You got Angie to laugh.
That's deep, right there.
That is deep.
That's very deep.
You do realize that he went through training to not show anything on his face, right?
Yeah, I
Who
failed.
So
The guy in the Air Force?
I've worked in Intel for 30 some odd years.
Well, that just means you can look stuff up.
No, it means more than that.
Hey,
That red dot you felt on your shoulder, I got the guy on the phone.
Is that from the Space Force?
Yes.
I like
call.
if you thought Alexa was listening to you, it wasn't. It was Michael.
We unplugged Alexa. There's too much going on.
Always watching.
You're like 7-Eleven. You're always open, but you're not always doing business.
I like dad jokes. I
Do you?
tell dad jokes.
Tell us a dad joke.
No, I tell dad jokes.
You tell dead jokes?
Dead, D-A-D. I tell dad jokes.
Go ahead.
Sometimes he listens.
I see what he did there. I see what he did. So hey, you guys want to hear a word that I just now made up? Plagiarism.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's I don't know what site you're on, but you nailed it. You're in the honeypot right there. That's pretty good stuff.
You're in the zone.
Should we go back to talking about feminine products?
No.
Well, you've only got,
No.
are we rolling? Oh, because you only got 5 more minutes. So let's just, I think we just keep rolling.
What do you
I'd
get
rather
when
talk
you
about
pamper?
Ricky
What do you
Blackman.
get when you pamper a cow?
What?
You get spoiled milk.
Speaking of cows, what happens when a cow jumps over a barbed wire fence? Utter destruction.
It's another 4,000 points.
Yeah, you and Leslie are winning this one. Then
So why is Peter Pan always flying?
Why?
Because he never lands.
Oh, good. He's got like deep thinking.
You gotta think. I'm trying to bring up the
It went
gray
right
matter
over,
stuff going.
It went right over Angie's head.
Dang.
She's cooking.
so a bear is walking through the woods
Yes.
and he sees a bunny. And he
Okay.
asks the bunny, he says, Bunny, when you go to the bathroom, does it stick to your fur? And the bunny goes, no. So the bear picked him up and wiped his tail and threw the bunny away.
You just devastated Leslie.
Right?
I know she's visualizing the bunny's trip to Uranus.
All right, you win.
It ties in.
I concede. I concede.
It ties
Hats
in.
off.
Yeah. Hats off to the winner.
I take back my mic drop from earlier and give it to you.
I got one more I got to tell before because Leslie she got a kick out of this one. She really wanted me to tell this before we got done with the thing. So
Oh Lord.
this three-legged dog walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "I'm looking for the man who shot my paw."
She's on your team, Mike. You lose a point.
I don't know why it cracks me up.
No. Don't be shifting the camera.
I didn't know I was playing or I would have kept a straight
Wait a minute.
face.
If you're in stream, you're playing.
Talent.
Oh man, good time.
All right. We got a little bit of time left. Ricky, you want to go ahead and talk about what you're doing on your channel and stuff?
Well, tomorrow night, right now we're very dry on videos. We haven't had a video out for since this pandemic began. My work here at the station is just it's overwhelming and consuming, and I just don't feel very creative right now. But tomorrow night, Miss Barbara is going to be hosting the RV Divas show. And that'll be the RV Underway Saturday Night Live starting at 9 Eastern. And it'll be RV Divas tomorrow night. And there'll be some divas on there with her. And they will be having a lot of fun. And they invite you to come along and have fun as well. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern, RV Underway. It's RV Divas Live.
Cool.
You should have been at the campfire.
And then, Mike, what you got going on? You got a lot of live streams happening lately.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I'm just trying to figure out why my dog smells like she's been at a campfire. She just came in the house. No, what we've got going on is we're going live on Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern. We're having Sunday Easter dinner with a special guest. Hope you guys come along and have dinner with us. We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff. And we're dropping a video on Sunday, too. Another cooking video, but it's not me cooking this time. And if you haven't watched me cook lasagna, I don't know, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Okay. And Wags,
Thanks, Leslie.
what do you got going on?
Yeah.
Well, we have we're working on a project with this guy over here,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
tonight's the deadline.
Tonight
Yes,
is the
it
deadline,
is.
so I'll tell you a little bit about it. I'm working on a project with Our Epic RV Adventure and with Happy Place Diaries. So we're trying to get some folks out there that are RVers or planning or plotting to be RVers. Don't have to be full-time, but any kind of RVers, and have a YouTube channel with some content on it, and are a veteran of military service. We want to get you involved in this deal we got going on behind the scenes. More details coming soon, but if you want to get involved in it, today is the deadline. So send myself an email, or Michael over at Our Epic RV Adventure, or Jerry over at Happy Place Diaries. Send us an email and let us know that you want to be involved. We'll send you the details. And then if you decide you want to be involved, we'd love to have you. But today's a cutoff for that because we have a timeline to get all this stuff rolling. But the bottom line is we're going to be raising some money for veterans, a great veteran organization. 100% of the proceeds is going to go to this veteran organization. And the cool part is that the people who get involved not only the channels to get involved, but later on, there's going to be an opportunity for everybody to get involved. And everybody who gets involved is going to get a little something back. So it's going to be really cool.
It'll be a really big shoe.
Hey, Michael,
Yes.
do you have my email or do I need to send you one?
You're already on the list, my friend. We've already had this discussion.
That's what I was checking on.
You have the insider details, just like Drew does, if he remembers.
I don't remember. So I don't even know where the hell I am.
So Drew, what do you have going on?
I got one video I'm going to drop. It's already done. It was before all the crud happened. So I got a video coming out. I just finished it up. That's coming out on Sunday. I'm going to be filming an unboxing coming up. Everybody seems to like my unboxings and stuff. So we got an unboxing that I got. We'll set up all the cameras and film that for everybody. And then I got another video I'm going to work on, which was an interview video that I got to do, which was a collaboration. That'll be fun to do. And then I just got live streams. I got a guest coming on Wednesday, and then we got this coming every Friday. So we're going to be live twice a week, giving you guys some good content. If you want to be on the show, either for an interview or be part of the 4 Square or 3 Square or whatever square it is, just drop me an email. We launched our store today, so we now have a store
With cool stuff in it. I saw it. Cool stuff.
So
good prices.
If you go to my website, which is papadrewsrv.com, you can go click on the store and get some Papa Drew swag and stuff. And we'll donate a lot of that money to the Wags, help them out. And that's it. I mean, that's kind of what we got going on.
Shelly's got something she wanted to say to you, Drew.
Oh, go ahead.
This was a great love stream.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Drew, before we go, Drew.
Sir.
Say knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Oh, who's there? Sorry, I get this confused.
Say knock, knock.
Who's there?
No, say knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who? I don't know. Who?
Who's there?
Who's there?
That's the joke.
Oh.
This is the Abbott and Costello bit.
Who's up there?
It
Oh,
works
wait a
with me
minute.
because I have no idea what's going on.
I got one more thing. I
Somebody
forgot.
talk to somebody and say knock, knock, and they'll go knock, knock, and you say who's there,
Yeah, but I'm not normal.
and
That's
then wait
right.
for them to respond. They usually can't. They
Hey, I got one more thing real quick. This
Yeah,
is our, we just hit 4 months on YouTube yesterday, and we're having a celebration on Sunday during our live stream. We're doing a giveaway. So there. Thanks to all the support for everybody, especially literally everybody in this screen right here, especially the guy in the red shirt, because he's giving me a lot of information. Some of it's good.
If you're not friends and you haven't checked out our Epic RV or Happy Place Diaries or RV Underway or even the Wayward Wags, I
Or
suggest
RV underwear.
that you go over there and check them out. I'm scared to have Captain Jack Scrapper on the show because last time he was topless.
Yeah, he was.
It scares me, but you know, whatever.
Actually, I
There's a
think
lot
Jack
of
said he was more than topless.
Yeah, there's a lot of great creators too in the chat room, and I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging with us tonight. And we hope we made you laugh.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Content and just the craziness that we had on the live stream today. So thanks everybody for coming out. And I'm going to end this like I end every single video by saying, I love you. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
bye everyone.
All right. Hope to see you down the road.